Hi everyone, welcome back to the Good to Know channel. Before I dive in, just a quick disclaimer. The content in this video is for educational purposes only. It's not medical advice. Always consult with the qualified healthcare practitioner or provider before starting any detox, supplement, or chelation protocols, especially for children. Alrighty, oh man, pull up a chair, maybe grab your favorite mug, herbal tea if you're already on the detox train, because today's deep dive is one that's close to my heart and a total game changer for thousands of families I've talked to. We're talking safe, gentle, heavy metal detox, getting rid of mercury from old vaccines, aluminum from shots or the environment, and all the everyday junk in our food, water, and the air, without making anyone feel worse. This is for adults who just want to feel sharp again, and especially for vaccine-injured kids and their parents who are fighting for clearer days, better focus, calmer moods, and real recovery. Let's walk through this together. Super simple, step by step, with both adult and kid versions, because no child should be left behind. Part 1, don't start yet. You do need to prep first. And again, I can't be clearer. Part 1 is all about prep. You need to do this for about 2 to 6 weeks before you ever start pulling metals out, whether you're an adult or child. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, just tell me what to take. I want to get started detoxing yesterday. Trust me, I get it, but rushing in without prepping is the fastest way to feel awful and give up. Your body has to be ready, especially if you've been running on empty for years. Low on minerals, low on glutathione, low on everything. Because you didn't even know this stuff was building up until you woke up with the information or the symptoms finally got really loud. Prep is what turns a rough ride into a smooth, life-changing journey, so please give yourself the 2 to 6 weeks. It makes all the difference. Now let's walk through the prep together. Metals hide in fat, brain, and your bones, so if you yank them out too fast, they just bounce right back and around and make the symptoms worse. So step 1, stop adding poison. Stop adding more toxins. Adults, you can switch from plastic bottles to glass bottles and to stainless steel cookware, natural deodorants, and organic foods best as possible. For kids, switch from plastics to stainless steel bottles, chemical-free sunscreen, fluoride-free toothpaste, and clean shampoos free of sulfates. I'll provide you some direction with some links in the description below to get you in the right direction on those. Step number 2, you want clean water on a budget. Clean water does not have to cost hundreds of dollars. A $35 to $40 with zero water pitcher from Amazon or Walmart removes at least 99% of lead, mercury, and it also comes with a little meter so you know it's working. One pitcher can do the whole family. Step 3, you want to make sure you open those liver exit doors. What do I mean by that? You need to help your liver dump those toxins instead of recycling them. Adults, I would recommend that you take 1 to 2 bile salts like TUDCA or ox bile with meals, or if that's out of budget, drink a strong cup of milk thistle or dandelion tea every 20 minutes before eating. For kids, I would just open half a capsule of milk thistle and put it into applesauce, or grab a quarter to a half a cup of sweetened dandelion tea twice a day. Step 4, you need to rebuild your glutathione. What do I mean by rebuilding your glutathione? That's your body's master metal bouncer. There are 2 dead simple ways to do this, and you can pick the one whichever best fits your wallet and what your child will actually take. So option number 1, to me, is the easiest because it's an all-in-one capsule. You can buy NAC that's already got glycine in it and selenium mixed in it as well. Adults, you can take 2 capsules a day, one when you wake up in the morning and one before bed. Kids 2 to 12 years old, I would recommend only taking 1 capsule. You can open it up and put it into juice, or you can use a liposomal glutathione spray as well. Option number 2 you can do is you can take 600 to 1,000 milligrams of regular NAC and add that to 1 scoop of undenatured whey protein in water or milk. Or you can do a milk thistle tea at night with 1 Brazilian nut. What's a Brazilian nut for? It gives you selenium. For kids, you want to give 1 to 300 milligrams of NAC opened in food, 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon undenatured whey protein, or again, you can use the liposomal spray, a quarter of a Brazilian nut crushed over food, or a couple drops of liquid selenium. Both options work great. Step number 5, you definitely want to hydrate like a pro. What do I mean by this? Adults, you want at least 3 to 4 liters of water from that zero filtered water system that you can buy at Amazon or Walmart with a tiny pinch of sea salt. Kids, about half their body weight in ounces. So for example, a 60-pound child drinks 30 ounces with a splash of electrolyte drops if needed. Do this prep faithfully for at least 2 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks is even better. Kids can stay happily in this gentle prep phase for months before we add anything stronger. And again, to clarify, the supplements, binders, and chelation methods I'm going to discuss and have talked are for educational guidance only based on my research and experiences shared by families. They are not a prescription or medical recommendation. Individual needs will vary, so it's best to talk with a healthcare professional should they need to supervise if you're on any supplements or chelation agents. So part 2, what can you expect when those metals start moving? You might feel tired or flu-like for a couple days. You might notice darker urine, or your stool might be darker. And in kids, maybe they might get cranky for a few days, and a temporary return of old behaviors like repetitive self-stimulating behaviors or sleep trouble. Don't be alarmed. This just means it's working. Slow down if it's too much. It passes fast, and then the calm, the eye contact, the clear speech starts showing up. Part 3 is the actual detox methods. I always recommend starting with daily food chelators because there's nature's gentlest, safest way to begin. Perfect for adults, kids, or beginners, or anyone easing in slowly. Best is fresh cilantro is your absolute mercury magnet. Some studies suggest it's one of the only things that may cross a blood-brain barrier and help pull mercury out of the brain. Though evidence still is limited, I definitely would recommend going this route. Adults would use 1/4 to 1/2 cup of leaves blended into pesto, smoothies, or salsas for 3 to 4 days a week. For kids, just 1 to 2 teaspoons is plenty. Pair it with 2 or 3 cloves of raw crushed daily garlic. Let it sit 10 minutes first so the allicin forms. Because that flips on your NRF2 detox genes, the master switch that tells every cell to protect itself from toxins and oxidative stress. And a handful of broccoli sprouts every single day. Grow your own if you can because they're 20 times more potent and they'll bind arsenic, cadmium, and aluminum like crazy. Finally, drink golden turmeric milk every night. The curcumin calms inflammation while quietly escorting metals out and is especially helpful when autoimmunity is part of the picture. This food-first approach is the perfect low and slow starting point for the first 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer for kids, and thousands of families see calmer moods, clearer speech, and better sleep from just these simple foods before they ever add a single supplement. So method 2 are the binders, which are your seatbelt. After 2 to 4 weeks of solid prep, we add these binders. These are your non-negotiable seatbelts that grabs the metals once they're pulled out of the tissue so they safely leave your stool or your urine instead of getting reabsorbed. For adults, I would recommend the cracked cell wall chlorella, 2 to 5 grams first thing in the morning or in a smoothie. It's nutrient-packed with promising evidence for binding mercury, lead, and aluminum. Though more human studies are always being done, I would definitely recommend chlorella. Bentonite clay at bedtime, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon stirred in 12 ounces of water. You want to wait 2 hours after food or meals because it will draw out those nutrients otherwise. Bentonite clay is a centuries-old powerhouse that soaks up toxins like a sponge and feels super comforting during any Herx flare-ups. You can use the shilajit or fulvic acid, 300 to 500 milligrams daily, delivers over 85 minerals while gently chelating, especially helpful when the gut has taken a hit from vaccines or antibiotics. Always take binders at least 2 hours away from food, medications, or other supplements so they can do their job. For kids, we want to start super gentle. 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of the same chlorella powder mixed into food or smoothie, or just a few drops of clean liquid zeolite spray on the tongue. Many brands make some kid-friendly versions, of which I'll provide some links below just to help you set you in the right direction. Surprisingly, most little ones also adore nightly Epsom salt plus bentonite clay baths. 10 to 20 minutes with toys is pure magic for pulling aluminum through the skin. There are lots of excellent liquid zeolite sprays and drops on the market that work beautifully as binders for the whole family. Just have a few sprays a day and you're good to go. Your skin is your biggest detox organ. Adults can add infrared saunas for 20 to 40 minutes 3 to 4 times a week. And you want to start at about 110 degrees Fahrenheit and work up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure to preload on your electrolytes and then have a cold shower afterwards. Or you can take detox baths nightly, which means 2 cups of Epsom salt plus 1 cup of bentonite clay or baking soda. Soak for 20 to 30 minutes. And baths are perfect for kids or anyone who can't handle the heat. Kids usually stick with the baths because they're gentler and more fun. Method 4 is the true chelation, and this is where I only recommend it doing through a doctor. For that deeper work, like using alpha lipoic acid, 100 to 300 milligrams every 3 to 4 hours around the clock for 3 to 4 days, 4 days on, which is the Cutler protocol for mercury, or prescription, which is DMSA, or DMPS, which are water-soluble chelating agents to remove lead and mercury, are used medically to treat heavy metal poisoning. But again, these should be only done under strict supervision only. This is heavy artillery. Never do it yourself. Again, I can't stress enough, if you are on these true prescription chelation methods, they should only be done with a knowledgeable doctor experienced in chelation therapy, because improper use can be dangerous. And honestly, most experienced parents never need to go this route. 6 to 8 months on your food, your binders and baths gives you huge gains on its own. Method 5 is your daily support squad. Again, never skip these. 1 Brazilian nut for 200 micrograms of selenium, mercury's kryptonite, 30 to 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate, liposomal C, 2 to 5 grams spread throughout the day. That's vitamin C wrapped in fat bubbles for way better absorption into your cells. Soil-based probiotics to break the biofilms and keep your bowels moving. And glycine-rich bone broth every evening during your Herx phases. For vaccine-injured kids or adults, I would definitely begin with food chelators plus chlorella plus your baths for 2 to 3 months. Then you can add the sauna when it's tolerated. Thousands of parents report calmer behavior, better eye contact, improved speech, and deeper sleep within 30 to 120 days when it's done gently and consistently. Again, always check with your healthcare practitioner before adding any supplements like selenium, zinc, liposomal vitamin C, or probiotics, especially for children, pregnant individuals, or people with pre-existing health conditions, as dosages may need adjustment. Now, everything I've mentioned in this video, kids sprays, liposomal glutathione, zeolite drops, bath recipes, zero water jugs, chemical-free sunscreen, fluoride-free toothpaste, both glutathione options for adults and children. All of this is available, and the free downloadable Family Detox Starter Guide is linked in the description below. Grab it, print it, stick it on your fridge, pass it along to friends. One last thing before I go, a lot of you are going to ask, okay, so why do so many kids need this detox in the first place? I've just dropped the video that finally connects all the dots. The one where I walk you through the brand new CDC reversal, the buried Henry Ford study, the Senate testimony, and how potentially aluminum and mercury are still in some childhood shots that can end up in your brain and gut. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you watch it here. Go watch it and then come back here and start the protocol. You'll never look at the childhood schedule the same way again. Phew, that's the entire roadmap. Smash if you like the video, subscribe for more real health tips, hit the bell, and tell me in the comments, are you detoxifying yourself, your child, or the whole family? You've got this. See you in the next video, literally right now.